Hello, this is Yesbox from Lordaeron Warmane private server. I'm gonna show you a bit of the Rawr program I downloaded. It wasn't any I couldn't find any good guides on it, or I could find some, but they were not in English. So I figured I might, after trying it for like a few weeks, I could make a little short guide for any min-maxos out there. So what exactly is Rawr? Rawr is like a program that it can calculate the DPS you can do with different types of gear, like what kind of sockets in what gear you want the sockets in, yeah, upgrades and stuff like that. It can do a lot of things, so I'm not gonna go over it all, but I'm gonna go over the basic stuff you need to properly set it up in order to function. Yes, so the first thing you want to do when you download the program is um, you want to load your character. You can't do that from Armory or the character profiler, I think, because it's a private server. So you're gonna have to manually type in what race and what class and model and stuff. Oh, model, I don't know about model. Maybe if you're a druid, that matters a lot. Yeah. Profession stuff, and we're not here is where you put in your gear that you have equipped. But first we want to sort out the talents, buffs, and options and whatnot. So we're gonna select, let's say, we can select what we are here. Blood Elf, Paladin, and Retribution. Okay, talents. We have the program comes with a lot of different ones that are already in the game, but the retro one is not the most common one is not here. So you just put that out what you have. So now that we have our talents, we want to go. Here is where you select raid buffs and stuff. One really important thing to check in if you are a caster DPS is the one that gives you hit. Because later when when the program calculates out your gear and gemming and stuff, uh, it does not take into consider the 3% hit you get from from a shadow priest or a druid. So we're gonna, there it is. Spell hit chance. This is the most important one. Otherwise, I usually only go for self buff and this one. The other ones, I don't think it matters that much. It's only like your DPS if you want to see actually how much you can see it down there when you have all the gear and stuff. So you check in either of one of those two if you're a caster DPS, and then you want to check in enforce gem as well. This will enforce so your meta gem is always active when they calculate out the gemming. Option settings, fight parameters, I don't know. This is what the program will calculate out your DPS as. So this is also what the program rates the gear for. So like crit rating over a 5-minute fight is more valuable than expertise or whatever. I don't really know how it works, but it's really good. Mob type, just choose other, or it doesn't really matter. Uh, when I'm a paladin, when I fight a boss, it's really good to have vengeance selected. The seal, target level always 83 because it's a boss. Stack trinkets 0, stay 0, one target in front of mob. doesn't really matter. You can set it to 100, you can set it to 50%. Just have it at the same number always. Don't change it up too much. Consecration, yeah, we are always gonna have consecration down. Bloodlust doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter target switches. Yeah. Rotation, yeah, whatever. Um, so let's see, what else do we need to check in? Yeah, when you first start the program, I have done some settings now because I've used it before. This is just a new page. You want to, depending on what patch you play, you will have a lot of different items here. Or I mean, the program will always show the whole Wrath of the Lich King patch items. So let's say you play on Lordaeron, you won't have the ICC. You don't want to have tire rate and stuff, so you can filter those out here as well. Crafted PvP if you want those, and uh, this takes some time to do all this, but when you have done it once, uh, you save it and you will have it forever. So it's really good, and you can do this for every patch, every gear. Um, you don't have to rely on BIS lists too much. You will know what kind of gear you want. So really helps out to have done it, and it's just once. So okay, so then we move on to what kind of items should Rawr choose from. Edit items is not something we use. We use filter. No, that's not it. Let's check. Redefine types. Yes, this is the one. Let's say if you play, just select everything here. As default, they won't have mail or leather selected. So as paladin, some leather gear is really good. So you wanna select all, depending on your class. Also edit gaming templates. Lordaeron doesn't have the epic ones yet, so we're gonna change that to the rare ones and uncheck epic. I'm also a UL crafter, so we're gonna check in what UL crafting and the top gaming show, you can change that to 1 as well. Otherwise you will have duplicates of items here that have different types of gems and stuff. Okay, now let's move on to the gear. We're gonna because you can't import your character, that would be really good, but we're gonna have to manually type in what gear you have. So you type in, it doesn't matter what the gem says for now, so you just choose whatever item is the one you have and you can change the gems later. Okay, when you have shows all your gears, you want to get the enchants on them as well, because they're not usually there automatically. And you want to also change the gems, so you have the gems that you use. And that you do right click and then equip custom gemming. And then you insert whatever gem you have. You can see here. And then you just click on the one and then you choose the one you have. Yes, and for enchants, you click down there and then you search up. It should be really easy to find out. If you don't have any enchant, you don't have to do this. Just leave it as it is. Now, let's see if okay. So here you have some kind of options. Go into gear here, and you go into gear here and you want to select what items you have available for the optimization. So, but you must do this even if you have them equipped. So always click this green button. So just go through here, neck, click the green button that you have, the green as well. This does so the optimization can take that gear into account when you actually do the optimization later. And let's say if you have like this head on the bank or anything other, here on the bank, look, I have some gear that I still have clicked in. I have a few chests. So always have them green as well and keep them on your bank, because sometimes when you get a new item, the best possible gear you can wear is maybe this chest and the other gear because of the hit cap and expertise thing. So always, yeah, you go through and you green out whatever you have equipped. If you don't have any bank or other gear, you don't green them. Only if you have the option to equip them. Here is also this red bar also calculates the DPS of that item. So that's also a good indicator you can use when you're raiding, and you can see, oh, this Grobulus or this drop from Grobulus is really good for me, and you have like you're ready to roll for it. Note that this this DPS bar does not mean they are the best gear you can get in the game for you. It just means that that piece is the best one you can use with your other equipments equipped. So uh, let's say, for example, these gloves are best in slot when you have other pieces that are also best in slot because of the hit cap and expertise. So don't take this as a bis list. It's only, yeah. We're gonna go through enchants. Here you also, yeah, you also choosing what enchants you want to choose from. There is some more expensive enchants, so or maybe you don't have the head and shoulders enchant, you don't have to green them out. Leg enchant, I would recommend going with Rubian uh, if you are low on cash or don't want to farm much. Gems, we already did this part, but I'm not sure if they get greened out automatically. You can check that out after you went into the game template. I'm not sure. Okay, so now it's time for the optimize thing. You go into optimize. Here you have a little more options. Uh, you don't want to add any requirements, even though you can choose from here dodge, parry, like expert. This is basically the expertise cap if you want to add that, but you don't. In my experiences, you don't really want to do that because it's actually decreases your overall DPS. So I wouldn't suggest going for it if that's if at least if you're a red paladin is in my experience. But and also the hit cap, chance to miss, we don't want to add that either because it does that automatically, so it's all good. We can play with it here, but it doesn't really matter. We want to choose override regem and override reenchant. None of this matters at all. So you don't want to click in that. I think I already have the best optimization for every gear that I currently own, so we're gonna do a change here. Let's say I switch these ones with my previous gloves, I previous wrists for Dragon Fiend ones. So okay, you should already know as an indicator that this is an upgrade, but sometimes you don't really know if it's a blue or a blue. And then you choose optimize. Again, you optimize it. And here is your current DPS with the gear you have equipped, and then it gonna calculate out which one you should choose, or regem or reenchant. So yeah, this dragon friend braces, I should swap them out with these, and that will increase my score optimization, my DPS with a little bit. So, and that's basically how you know. Yes. And that's basically how you use Rawr from start to finish. A simple way. I hope this helped all of you. And if you have any questions or whatever, you can whisper me in game or just comment. And if you have any tips or anything, you can also comment that, because I'm pretty new to the program. But yeah, and also guys, don't forget, it's not all about min-maxing and shit. You don't have to use this program to feel like you most likely already know what to go for and what upgrades are good, but I find it really helpful with getting the hit cap automatically without really thinking of gemming and stuff and swapping out. So it's a really helpful program for in that part, and it can do much more if you put your mind to it and try out all these types of settings. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.